It's Precious again. I would like to talk this time about the differences between the way a man grieves the loss of a baby and the way that a woman does, the mother. Okay, so my husband and I have lost two babies now. The first one was almost 4 years now. Um, It was October of 2008, and our most recent loss was this past October of 2011. The first time we lost our baby, it's pretty devastating for both of us, but the way that men and women grieve is totally different from each other. Um, my The first time was different. I'll talk about each time to try to describe to you all what it was like for us both times. The first time, because both times were different. The first time we lost the baby, and I was a little bit prepared for it, but not exactly, because both of us, I would say that I was a little bit prepared the first time because I knew that my mother had lost a baby and that my grandmother had lost several babies. She had lost babies during her pregnancy, and also she had lost babies who died either a couple months after they were born or maybe a year or so after they were born. So in that respect, I was somewhat ready, but not really. I don't think you can ever be ready to lose a baby. The first time, it was a difficult situation because I was living with my in-laws, and they had a lot of problems going on at that time, and there was a lot of drama. So it's difficult living in a situation like that, and also living with people that you know that you don't really know, that you're learning to know. So it's different anyways. If you move and live with someone that you never lived with before, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be challenging. And we're just getting used to, at that time, the different cultures, because I'm black, obviously, and my husband is Mexican, so it was a challenge right there just with that, because there's differences. There's difference of the way people live with each other. In their culture, they're more inclusive, and they really, I would say, don't have as much privacy as I'm used to, as I was used to. So that was a challenge for me. So most of the time after we lost our first baby, I would just stay in my room all day. I wouldn't come out. I didn't feel very comfortable, because I was living in a new house, and also because I was going through the challenges of losing a baby. The first time I didn't go to counseling. I only talked to this one lady from work. She didn't lose a baby, but she was supportive to me in that she listened to what I had to say, and she knew the challenges of living with a different culture, because her husband and his family are Mexican too. So it was helpful to talk to her and to be able to voice what I was feeling and have her validate that the things that I was feeling were real. So it was good to talk to her at that time. The way that men and women grieve are totally different. At least with my experience with my husband. In the beginning, I wanted to talk about it all the time. I wanted to try to have a baby right away, and both of those reactions were totally opposite of the reactions that he had. He didn't want to have babies anymore. He wasn't open to adoption. He didn't really want to talk about it. and he pretty much just wanted us to move forward, and he didn't want to see me cry because it's really hard for him to see me cry. And I was crying all the time. I was really depressed, but I tried not to be. Um, when I when I finally did go back to work, I just tried to act normal. Um, if um, in the beginning, I felt like when we first lost our first baby, I felt like I wasn't supported by my husband. I felt abandoned by him, and I felt abandoned by my family too. My mom and my sister, they moved to a different state in December that year, and we had lost a baby in October. So I felt alone. So that's another difference between this time and last time. I felt, there wasn't too many people out there I could talk to. And at that time, I didn't take advantage of the resources, and I didn't know of many resources that are available now to me. I wish the first time that I had gotten counseling, I was told by my husband, and I was told by my in-laws, and I was told by my family, I was told by friends that I would get all the support I needed from my husband, that we would get the support we needed from each other. Over time, that became true, but in the beginning, that was not true. In the beginning, I did need somebody to talk to, and I really wish I would have seen a counselor because it's helped so much for me now. I wish I had the opportunity to know the different stages that you go through, and that it's okay to go through them. There's a long time that I was really, really sad, really depressed. There's times I was angry. There's times you feel guilty for feeling happy, or you don't know how to react when you get around other people who know if you lost a baby. And also there's a whole lot of grief and sadness when you see children who are around your baby's age or babies at that time. And this time, I'm much better now. It's been about 6 weeks since losing our last baby, and so I mean, there's some things you have to deal with. There's some jealousy issues. You see people who are pregnant and don't go through the complications that you go through your pregnancy, or I mean, there's stuff you have to deal with when you have a baby and you lose a baby. This last time, my husband, I feel like he's been the most supportive ever. Like without him, that maybe I wouldn't have been as strong as I have been, or I wouldn't be able to push through the pain like before. Because before he told me not to cry. This time I told him it's okay to cry, and I will cry. You're not going to tell me not to cry, and neither is anybody else. And that helped to validate his tears. So I think that it's okay to cry, and just, if you do cry, let it all out. I don't think it's okay to stay in one place of perpetual sadness and perpetual pain. I think it's healthy to get it out, work through the pain, and then live your life. Because there's times when some people do feel like ending their lives, and I'm not saying that those feelings aren't valid, and those feelings, you shouldn't have those feelings. I'm just saying that your life is valuable, and I'm sure your baby would want you to live your life and to remember them as much as possible, but that your life is valuable, and there's help out there for you, that life can be enjoyable again. Because after the 3 years passed from losing our first baby, I have had many, many happy times. I've had some sad times too, but I'm happy that I continue to live. This last time with the pregnancy, he was very supportive through the whole process. He went to all my appointments if possible, the same thing as the first time we were pregnant. Um, when I voice like concerns, like, oh, I saw a baby today, and he tell me about how he felt when he sees babies or children who would be the age of our baby, the first baby. And so it was good to get those feelings out, and it was good to talk to. It's been good talking to him about the challenges of people asking us if we're going to have babies or going back to work. Um, it's been helpful talking to him about just the pain, how we feel in that moment. But at the same time, I have to be respectful of him and the way he grieves, and the way that, and he has to be respectful for the way that I grieve, because I like to talk about it. I like to look at the pictures of the baby. I like to, prepare things for him. I like to remember and just saying, I wonder how it would have been if. And for him, he pretty much doesn't really like to talk to me about it too much. Every once in a while, he would like to share some memories that we had when we got to hold our baby, but most of the things that he likes to talk about, or that he has struggle and pain with, is about all the goals we had. He would he had plans to give his baby Chargers gear, little baby outfits and stuff, play with him and do things that fathers do with them. He feels sad when he sees a car that has a baby in the back seat, in the car seat, because he saw himself in that position. For him, it was therapeutic for him to go back to work as soon as possible. He went to work both this time and the last time 3 days after we lost our baby. For me, that just seemed like unacceptable, and it was hard for me. And we had arguments during that time about that, because I was feeling like he was cheating himself of grieving, and cheating himself and going back to work. And also, I was feeling kind of abandoned again, because I feel like I needed him around. But my way of grieving and his way of grieving are totally different, and that's fine. He felt better when he was able to get some sense of going back to normal, and and I had to be supportive of that. And now that it's been 6 weeks now, I do understand that more than when he first went back, and I was really angry with him. And he has to, learn that my way of grieving is different too. I like to talk about it. I like to look at the baby's pictures. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about the baby, don't look at his pictures. So, and also, it's healthy for me to go to counseling, so he's been supportive in that area, and I really appreciate that. And the other thing that I think is important is that he really enjoys being active. Him being at home makes him feel depressed, so I have to realize that him being at home is different from me being at home. I feel like me being at home is one of the most therapeutic things that I can have right now, and that's because I can kind of avoid some of the things that I'll have to face when I get out. So I have to, me being home is helping me to get stronger. And when I do go out, I'm ready to face the different situations that I'll be in. So I've been going out, I've been going out since the moment I was able to go out, and that's been very helpful to me. But it's helpful for me to be at home right now, to be able to go through all the pain and the grieving. So he's been able to talk to some men who have lost babies at work, and I think that's wonderful, because it's good to have a man-to-man conversation, because I can't understand the things that he goes through as a father, just as he can't understand the things that I go through as a woman, as a mother, um, if I tell him how I miss feeling the baby move, he's not going to understand that. But he does understand excitement of him feeling the baby from the outside, or basically, I think he grieves differently because he's grieving the loss of his son, and he's also grieving the pain that he sees me go through, because he doesn't want to see me go through all the pain that I've been going through. He didn't want to see me, I had a really bad labor this last time. I think a lot of people don't realize that when you have a miscarriage, that you go through some of the same things as if you had a real birth. That I was in labor for a long time, and it was really bad. It was a really, really bad labor. And then when you have the baby, usually the reward of having gone through labor is that you have a beautiful baby that you get to take home and enjoy. Well, we had the beautiful baby, but we couldn't take him home and enjoy him like we had planned. Instead, we have memories. We did have a beautiful baby, and that's what I like to think about when I remember him. But it's really hard. It's really, really hard. But it does get better. I feel better now. I feel better than I did 3 years ago, 4 years ago, however long it's been. I really hope we don't have to go through this again. But I'm very happy that the things that we did go through has made us stronger, and it has helped me to be able to relate to other people. I feel blessed. I feel blessed to be in a position that I am in, even though it's nothing like what I would have imagined. So I'm just going to push forward each day and thank God for what I have. And I thank God for my husband, because he's the best man ever. He's helped me so much. Even after we lost the baby, I still had the baby bump. He still touched my stomach. He still kiss it, even though there's not a baby inside. And I really appreciate those moments. I really appreciate him holding me and kissing me and loving me and being attracted to me sexually, even though after this whole experience, we haven't been intimate in that way ever since being 13 weeks pregnant. So he's been pretty patient, and I really appreciate that, and I appreciate him still thinking that I'm beautiful. He's been pretty patient too with after having a baby. This might be too much information for some, but I just say it for others who are going through the same thing so they can relate. When you after you have the baby, your breasts become really engorged, and you can just look and not touch pretty much for the first couple weeks after having the babies. But now my breasts aren't as sensitive. But he's been very, very patient. We can't have sex right now, but he's still sexually excited, I should say. But he's been very patient, and I really appreciate that, because it's been a long time coming. It's been about 2 months. If you add up all the time, probably no, it's been more than that. It's been way more than that. It's probably been about 3 or 4 months, and that's really hard for any man. And I feel like for me, sometimes, off and on, I have urges of wanting to be sexual, but I just can't. So, and then there's sometimes that I just don't want to at all. The thought of it just doesn't do it for me. I just don't want to even go anywhere close to there. So I hope some of you ladies out there can relate to that, and I guess I should wrap up this video because I am not on the same subject as I was before. I hope this helps some people out there, and if you have any comments, please comment. Please let them be good comments, because I don't want to have to deal with anybody that leaves negative comments, because if you do, I will deal with you. I am much stronger than before, and I won't tolerate insensitive comments. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.